Hey Pisces, it's Jen here from Tarot Spirit doing your October 2016 monthly tarot reading. I hope this finds you well. I apologize, I have a cold, so I will try not to sniff too much, but I can't make any promises. I'm going to pick 3 cards from the Silver Witchcraft deck from Barbara Moore and also 3 cards from the Druid craft. Sorry, taking a little longer. Okay, so at the bottom of the decks, we have the moon. So you may be feeling a little emotionally unsettled this month. And that doesn't mean you're going to be an emotional wreck by any means the whole month, but there may be something you're sort of struggling with, or that's just brewing beneath the surface emotionally, that you're just still trying to sort out your feelings. Doesn't have to be bad. It could be, do I like this person or not? Like, do I have feelings for this? Just like trying to sort of sort things out. So it's always a good idea to pay attention to your dreams, even write them down and see if there are some clues about how you're feeling coming from your subconscious. Let's look at the Druid craft. Okay, so you have the 3 of Swords. So being at the bottom of the deck, you may have just some residual feelings of jealousy or resentment, or I think for those of you who have gone through a breakup in the last 3 months or so, you're still going to be working through that emotionally, mentally, and emotionally this month. That may be going on under the surface. So it doesn't mean you're going to be in bed crying or anything, but you'll still be processing those feelings, where in some part of your life you felt betrayed, or a relationship, could be a friendship, could be a job situation, doesn't have to be romantic, just sort of didn't work out and brought up some negative feelings when it ended. It didn't end amicably, I guess. Okay, so these 2 cards are for work. We have the 7 of Wands and the High Priest. So you're going to learn, you're going to gain some sort of wisdom. You're going to actually learn something by a situation you go through in the workplace this month. So the 7 of Wands is a card about defending yourself. And that doesn't mean that that you're defensive, that someone is accusing you of something, or anything like that, but it's stating your case. So if you need to give a presentation, or maybe you're trying to enact some changes, or get people to listen to you to make some changes that you think will be really beneficial in the workplace, and so craft your I don't want to say argument because it's not an argument. You're not being defensive. It's not a heated situation, but you may feel passionate about it and you may have a really inspired way of changing some processes or fixing an issue and modernizing things in your workplace. It could, wherever that may be. And so you need to craft a way to get people to listen. And definitely doing that without coming across too emotional. Like, it's one thing to be sort of excited about things, but when people sense like, if people sense any defensiveness or negativity, it's very hard to make changes because often the people in power are the ones who created the situation as it stands. So they're going to have their own defensiveness or issues to work through if they're not an open-minded person. So just be careful to craft your suggestion in a very constructive way that doesn't sort of trash how things are, but in sort of try to keep it positive and optimistic and be more of highlighting your idea and the benefits instead of kind of trashing or proving how horrible the the other thing is that is going to potentially step on some toes of people who maybe are not super open-minded. You may be pitching something to someone, trying to sell something, a sales pitch, somewhere where you're talking to people and trying to get your point across. So just do it in a positive way. It's kind of like with all the political stuff going on, it'd be like having a positive ad that highlights your strengths as opposed to an ad that trashes the other person. Think about your approach. That is the point. Get to the point, Jen. And then it's paired with the high priest. So you may be going up against some traditional, oh, this is the way we've always done it. Oh, I hate that. That's like the worst reason to do something. You may be going up against people who've been there a long time, a big corporation that's the culture has been stuck in some way for so long that it may be difficult to change. So that's why how you craft your argument and how you present your case and how you approach the situation is going to be very important. And you want these people to think outside the box. I kind of hate that saying too, but to think of things in a new way. So just keep that in mind as you're approaching these situations. And I think you're going to gain a lot of wisdom from it and a lot of confidence actually as well, because you're going to be able to find a way to bring together sort of the new and the old and get them working together. That's the goal moving forward, to bring people together and move forward together instead of setting up a contentious relationship. In the home life, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Nice. And the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups seems to be coming out. So a lot of us are going to be out partying. A lot of us, no, not necessarily, but are going to be going out with friends. Except, don't sit home. Okay. I think a lot of us are going to be really into something we love doing, which is great. This is that card of really honing your craft and having something where you're like, get totally lost in it. You just love doing it. You feel present. It grounds you. It feeds your soul. It's just this really amazing it's almost an experience when you're doing it. So that can be something different for everyone. That's interesting. It looks like she has a screwdriver in her hand. I'm sorry, my nose is running. Gross. But you need to find a balance this month between really sort of getting lost in your own world, which is great, but also making time to go out and socialize and make sure you get out of the house. And usually when this card comes up, it's because in one of these outings, there will be an opportunity. It'll be the catalyst for something else. So like you'll meet someone, or it's just gently nudging you to make sure you accept any invitations and get out and about this month. Now these two cards are in the love category. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Nice. So Pentacles are slow moving cards. The wand suits, that's like passion, and you guys come together and you're like moving in with each other, whether that's smart or not. I'm not saying, but it's just very passionate and you're just drawn to each other, and it's the honeymoon period and all that stuff. Now, the King of Pentacles, I mean, there is some fire. I'm not saying he can't be a passionate, exciting man, but he's going to be more traditional. We have that theme of tradition. He's going to take his time. He's going to get to know you. He will ask you out. He will just take it slow, and he'll see things progressing in a that there's a progression to how relationships go. And you first, you date some, and that, he's not going to skip any steps or rush the process. And that's what this card is all about, is that things are a process, and getting to know someone, is a process, and it's not something you can rush or you should rush, because if you just assume you know someone right off, you may find yourself really regretting if you move in with someone too fast, for example. Before, and everyone's always on their best behavior when you first start dating. You don't date the real person for a good year at least. And same with us. We're always suppressing our, the negative qualities, and we're much more easygoing, and we don't voice our opinions as much, and we just tend to be the very best version of ourselves. But no one can keep that facade up for forever. So it's important to take your time with relationships and really get to know the other person before you start taking other steps. But if you do approach it that way, this is a card of very strong foundations, of legacy, of family, of long-term, slow and steady, long-lasting. This pentacle person, they don't burn out. They don't fade away. They're just always there. They're very steady. Now, some people may find this energy a little boring or subdued, and they may show you they care about you in very practical ways. So we'll just say this could be a male or female, but let's say we'll use a very stereotypical guy. Just for the sake of an example, he may show you that he cares about you by making sure you have windshield washer fluid in your car, getting your oil changed. And no, that may not be as exciting as another sign that may, pack you a romantic picnic and things like that or whatever. But he's going to show you he cares about you by being very reliable, and you can count on him, and he'll be a rock. And that's really nice because sure, fireworks and honeymoon period and big romantic gestures are awesome, but life isn't all about that. And in difficult times and hard times and stressful times, this energy is rock solid. So what that means, not all of you are going to be dating pentacle people, of course, but it's make sure in your relationships that you're really taking the time to get to know someone and creating a long lasting relationship and not rushing into things too quickly. Um, and then for some of you, you may be taking this to a next level and moving in or taking that next step. You may have been gone through the process and are ready to take it to another level. For some of you, with the underlying Three of Swords and the Moon card, you may still be in the middle of this process figuring out, is this someone to be with? Or you may have gotten in too fast to another relationship and it had it burn out and fade away, or gotten a little hurt. So maybe you're taking it a lot slower this time, which is fine. So I'm starting to feel really kind of crappy, and so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care, Pisces.